You're watching ESPN's Rivalry Week, presented by Wendy's.
Welcome to the SEC on ESPN. Tonight from Humphrey Coliseum in Starkville, it's 19th ranked South Carolina in town to take on the Bulldogs of Mississippi State. South Carolina trying to keep pace and keep themselves in a three-way tie for first place in the SEC. I'm Beth Mowins, along with former Columbia standout Dallin Cuff. Florida and Kentucky were both winners earlier today to improve to 10-2 in the league, 20-5 overall. Carolina would like to be right there with them, and they will rely a lot, as they always do, on Sindarius Thornwell, perhaps the player of the year of the SEC.
Beth, I think he is the player of the year in the SEC, and you could really see it when he was suspended earlier this year and he did not play, and he was 3-3 in that stretch. Since then, it's been different. He was the man, although in a loss to Alabama, 4 overtime game, record-setting, 25 made free throws. He did miss a foul shot, though, at the end of regulation that could have won him that game. And because of that loss, they're chasing now, as you mentioned, instead of leading the pack coming into this game.
And look at what the guards did. The Marathon men, 56 minutes for Thornwell, and then 54 minutes apiece for Dwayne Notice and P.J. Dozier. Will that have an impact here on Saturday night in Starkville? Mississippi State sporting the home cream jerseys. South Carolina in black will re-jump it. It is a smaller Mississippi State lineup, by the way. Xavion Stapleton will get the start instead of Schneider-Herrard.
They're almost prematurely going small. Frank Martin likes to put Sindarius Thornwell at the 4, and they go kind of small, the Gamecocks do. So this is kind of the first move in a little bit of a coaching chess match we have.
And the Bulldogs get off to a good start. They have fallen behind double digits early in their last 2 outings. One, they came up short on the comeback. The other against Tennessee. They bounced all the way back from a 19-point deficit to win.
Key to this game, you cannot turn the ball over. First possession, this young Bulldog squad turned it over.
Mike Kotsar misses on the shot. The Gamecocks hoping for some more production from their frontline guys of Silva and Kotsar.
21 and 30 black need to have a good game today, and Kotsar's got to shoot that with confidence. He was unguarded from 10 feet, and he didn't really want it.
Rebound and the run. The kick out. There's Thornwell from the corner, and he knocks down the 3. The senior out of Lancaster, South Carolina. Second in the league in scoring and rebounding, and he's first in the SEC in steals. So he's doing a little bit of everything.
And this team is exceptional on defense. First in the nation in terms of adjusted defensive efficiency, according to Ken Pomeroy. They get out there and guard you, they press you, they turn you over at an exceptional rate. 25% of the possessions defensively are turnovers in league play.
Stapleton's pull up just inside the line.
Dozier lost the kick. As I was wondering why his closeout was so bad. Well, he had one shoe on.
Gamecocks coming in at 19-5, ranked 19th in the country off the loss midweek to Alabama. They're looking for their 20th win of the season. It would be their first back-to-back 20-win campaigns in a dozen years as they try and get back to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2004.
And Frank Martin talked to us about that last week when we had his game, and even a little today. But they don't want to feel pressure. They need to stay in the moment here. They can't worry about the finish line on March 10th and being that first team to get back to the tournament in over a decade. They need to go game at a time, and they have to stay focused. Coming on the road, never easy to win against this young and hungry and talented Bulldogs team.
Dozier is fouled by Lamar Peters, who for the 4th game in a row will run the point. There is no I.J. Reddy for the Bulldogs. As you take a look at Frank Martin now in his 5th season with the Gamecocks. A school record 25 wins a year ago, but that was only good enough to get them into the NIT. And now here they are fighting for first place. They one and only time they won the SEC regular season was 20 years ago. Here's Peters. The step back off the mark.
It's actually poor defense, poor ball screen coverage. Silva left the ball, and Peters, who's shooting it really well, over 40% in league play from 3, just kind of rushed it.
Got a foul inside. That will go on Mario Kegler, the freshman It's all underclassmen, not only in the starting lineup, but even coming off the bench tonight for Ben Howland in his second season. If they can pick up a win, they would surpass their win total of each of the last 5 seasons. So something certainly on the line here in the final month for Mississippi State as they try and build under Ben Howland, who, of course, a decade ago took UCLA to the Final Four on 3 different occasions.
Ben Howland, a great coach, a great teacher of the game, especially in the defensive end. This is getting chippy already. Weatherspoon just tackled Dozier. And Ben Howland's upset, but that was an easy call. And this is 2 fouls away from the ball. They've already got 4 fouls 2 minutes into this game. South Carolina is a team that has struggled to score. You do not want to put them in the bonus and let them get on the line. Check this out. 3rd, right on the block there. There's Quindary just holding on to Dozier. Easy call. South Carolina's last in the league in 2-point field goal percentage. They're just 42%. You don't want to give them anything easy.
Thornwell coming off the screen. He's got a couple of buckets early on. In fact, all the points here for South Carolina.
And I said, don't want to give me anything easy. That was easy.
Yeah.
A simple down screen, you come off. But a young team, they worked on baseline out of bounds and have not executed early in this game.
And now the foul will be on Chris Silva. And he's got to be careful because the last couple of games he's been in foul trouble and has spent more time on the bench than on the floor, the 6'9" sophomore.
That's his biggest problem, is just being on the floor. When he's on the floor, he can be productive, but he cannot stop fouling a lot of times.
Good help there on the inbounds by Carolina. Dwayne Notice. The kick out, Thornwell. Another 3. He's got 8 points here in the first couple of minutes.
Picking up where he left off the other night. 44, he might go for 44 again. In regulation, though, might be a little different. We'll see.
Yeah. He was the first guy in 20 years in NCAA play to score 40, have 10 offensive and 10 defensive rebounds the other night. And here he is with an O board and the putback. All 10 of the points for the Gamecocks for Sindarius Thornwell. 10-2, Carolina early.
Hello, Miss Bates. Do you have a tax question?
I do. There's a bunch of creepy kids in this house I moved into.
Are they your kids?
No, they were here when I moved in.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Can I claim them as dependents?
Unfortunately, you can't, but you may be able to deduct some of your moving expenses.
Good. Because I'm going to have to move again.
What a start for the Gamecocks and Sindarius Thornwell. He's got all 10 of their points in a 10-2 lead.
And he's showing everything. Hitting an open 3, getting an offensive rebound. He has 3 offensive rebounds a game, which is ridiculous for a guard when you think about it. He hit the 2. They've already turning over Mississippi State. Really bad start for the Bulldogs. They're sped up right now. They're not getting good looks. That's probably their first clean look and a good finish.
That's Tyson Carter, the freshman from right here in Starkville, off the bench with the bucket. Ben Howland obviously did not like the way that his starting unit got things going to the bench quickly.
Well, Mark Peters had a rough start, pushing some bad positions, a couple turnovers, so goes with Carter, freshman point guard.
Mississippi State will have it. It's one matchup to keep an eye on. You talked about how good this South Carolina defense is. They are #1 in the country in 3-point D, and the 3-ball Mississippi State relies on heavily.
A lot. They make 8 a game. They're shooting 3rd in the league at just about 36% in league play. They need to make 3s. When they make 3s, they're good, and they can especially be tough to beat at home. But South Carolina defends it like nobody else in this nation.
Eric Coleman will check into the game, number 35. He had been the starter when they had the taller lineup, 6'10" sophomore out of Owensboro, Kentucky. It's the second youngest team in the land and the least experienced when you talk about games and minutes played.
And they look like it right now. Again, that's just a Herard, who's only been playing basketball for about 4 years from Haiti, former soccer player. No, not at 6'10". He grew recently, but he's still learning to play the game, dribbles it off his knee, couple turnovers, they're sped up, defensively a lot of miscues. They look like the least experienced team in basketball right now. Talent, but molding that talent and getting them to play, especially on the defensive end, is really tough.
And one of the things Frank Martin talked about was when they look young, we need to take advantage of that, being South Carolina. And there's Chris Silva with the bucket.
Bear in mind, South Carolina shot 10%, 3 for 30 in the first half last game against Alabama.
3 baskets.
They've already got more than that in the first 4 minutes, so that's good for all of us watching right now.
Well, they are looking forward to putting that game in the rearview mirror. Edler, no, rebounded by Dwayne Notice. He was just 1 for 11 the other day. You're going to take it coast to coast, get it swatted out of bounds by Kegley. And we'll take the timeout. Almost 5 minutes gone. 12-5 Gamecocks.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Wendy's, proud sponsor of the 2017 John R. Wooden Player of the Year. In Constant Contact, be a marketer. All it takes is Constant Contact email marketing.
When Luke Adams uses Constant Contact email marketing to connect with customers, his latest creations sell, pack, and ship fast. Well, pretty fast. Luke's a marketer, and all it took was Constant Contact. Start your free trial at ConstantContact.com.
Hey, Julie, I know today's critical, but I really need a sick day.
Dads don't take sick days. Dads take Dayquil Severe, the non-drowsy, coughing, aching fever, sore throat, stuffy head, no sick days medicine.
Something new has arrived. Uniquely designed for the driven. Introducing the first ever Infiniti QX30 crossover. Lease the first ever all-wheel drive Infiniti QX30 for $299 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
Can I give it to you straight? That airline credit card you have, it could be better. It's time to shake things up. With the Capital One Venture Card, you get double miles on everything you buy, not just airline purchases. Seriously, think of all the things you buy.
Great. Is this why you asked me to coffee?
Well, yeah, but also to catch up. What's in your wallet?
Spurs, Knicks, tomorrow on ABC.
South Carolina with the 12-5 lead over Mississippi State early in this first half. Beth Mullins along with Dallin Cup. It was a big Tuesday night for Sindarius Thornwell. He had 41 points. He's off to a hot start again. He's 4 for 4.
Yeah, he's rolling right now. He's showing us all that he has in his locker. He's knocked 3 down. Great job coming off a ball screen for 2. And again, he does all the intangible stuff. He's 3rd in the league in offensive rebounds. He gets 3 offensive rebounds a game, and it's all been on display already. And we saw it coming out of this game the other day, which 4 overtime loss. He had 25 made free throws. They did miss a free throw at end of regulation that could have won them that game, but still, you tip your hat to a young man that puts up 44 points, 21 rebounds, 10 of those offensive. He did everything he could, every little thing to try to get them over the hump. In the end, it just wasn't enough. That's why they're chasing, though, atop the SEC and don't have pole position because they fell at home.
And I apologize, I shortchanged him there. 44 points with the 21 rebounds, both career highs. Set a new SEC record with those 25 made free throws. And that's why there are a lot of people, not just in Columbia, but around the league that think he might be the SEC's best right now.
I think he is, and I think it's part of it. When you saw it, when he was suspended earlier this year, they were 3-3. Without him on the team, he is the most valuable player in this league. And he actually grew a lot and matured a lot, and the team stayed with him through the suspension, Frank Martin told us. So actually was good for him as a man and good for the team in terms of their growth coming out of that stretch.
He's a 4-year guy making his 120th career start here tonight. And yet another turnover. That's the 4th. South Carolina has scored off of 2 of the first 3 takeaways, but here's a look at some other guys along with Thornwell, Monk and Fox at Kentucky and Maton at Georgia.
And we know Monk and Fox get all the love and all the national attention, and they're fantastic. Monk's leading the league in scoring. You know, De'Aaron Fox plays on both ends so well, and Yante Maton is a beast inside, but in the end, I think it is Thornwell. I think it just comes down to my mind. The award is the most valuable player in the league. Without him, this South Carolina team is different. He does all the little things, setting their defense, boxing out, getting rebounds, taking charges. He is the most valuable piece of the puzzle.
Foul was on E.J. Datcher, the 6'9" freshman.
And you mentioned the turnovers for the Bulldogs already. And that loss at Auburn, 13 turnovers, 26 points off of those TOs. They have to value the ball.
Blocking foul on the drive.
Ben Howland working the officials, and they are 1 foul away from a 1-and-1. They're at 6 fouls less than 6 minutes into this game. And again, a team that's been struggling to score, South Carolina. They were 3 for 30 from the field, and now they've played better early in this game, but now you're going to send them to the line. That's huge.
Datcher picks up his 2nd foul. Yeah, Carolina was at the line 50 times in that 4 overtime loss. Dozier. Hassani Gravett. Thornwell bodied up. So with 14 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the first half, Carolina will be shooting free throws the rest of the way.
And I actually said this to you after shoot-around. I thought it was interesting with Mississippi State, even in shoot-around, they were very physical, very handsy. Now you're trying to teach kids to play aggressive and intense through the entire possession, which is so hard. Again, the least experienced team in the nation, but they use their hands a lot, and it's easy to call fouls for an official when you put your hand on an offensive player. Freedom of movement rules are critical.
And that's Dozier, who had blood on his arm from a cut. He had to leave the game. They'll get him patched up. Notice back into the game as Thornwell hits on the first free throw.
Yeah, he's gushing pretty good right now.
Gets a pair of free throws, so he's got a couple at the line. He's 4 of 5 from the floor. The rest of the team with just 1 of 11 shooting.
A guy we haven't talked about yet, number 11 in white at the bottom of your screen, coming off some screens right now, Quindary Weatherspoon, 4th in the league in scoring, over 17 points a game, but already been bottled up. Again, defensively, the South Carolina team, that's where they hang their hat. Defensively, 1st in the nation in adjusted defensive efficiency. They make everything hard for you and usually take away your best player.
Weatherspoon with the kick out, and the 3 is good from Eric Coleman, who's just a 23% shooter from downtown. But a nice find by Weatherspoon.
And he may need to do more of that, Weatherspoon, facilitating in this game. He's going to see a lot of help. He's going to see a lot of really good on-ball defenders. He may need to find the open guy when they help on him.
Thornwell got the switch, back to Blanton. Weatherspoon with the weak side rebound. Weatherspoon on the drive, offensive foul. And that's his 2nd personal.
Crowd doesn't like it, but it was a good call. I mean, you could see from our angle, Thornwell just hanging out, waiting for it. He saw Quindary had a steam, and Notice was leaning on him a little bit. That's big. So that sends his 4th leading scorer in the SEC to the bench with 2 fouls, 13 minutes into this game. They're going to really struggle to find offense. Number 1 in the cream-colored jersey, Malik Peters, is going to have to step up. In league play, he has done that. I.J. Reddy is injured. Their only senior that plays. Peters has been playing the point guard position, getting 15 points and over 4 assists in league play, both top 10 numbers. He needs to show up today big time.
Notice. Knocked out of bounds and into one of the cheerleader megaphones right there. Got a nice cheer from the crowd. Thornwell checked by Stapleton. Mid-range pull-up off the mark. set it here with Lamar Peters, the freshman from New Orleans. One of their top shooters, but now playing over at the point due to the injury to Reddy. Nice crossover, and the pass airballed by Stapleton. Thornwell will pull up, bothered on the shot by Xavion. Wright open on the weak side, knocks down the triple. The lefty Eli Wright, another freshman.
Nice job by Peters. Came off the ball screen once, didn't have anything. Came off it again, and Silva, noticed, didn't really communicate well through it. Two went with one, and he threw back across the formation. Great job.
Carolina's gone cold at the offensive end. Silva, that one won't drop, and a foul over the back on the Gamecocks. They've missed their last 6 shots, and they're up 3, 11:26 to go in the first.
What you got? Got a whole lot. I got stuff too. Snitches get stitches.
He's just playing games.
It is very dry, and the room's not that dry. It is wet with lies.
Campo! I look like a million!
If you have a problem with a bullet, I need you to speak to a teacher.
I am a teacher.
Fist fight.
I would like you to stop laughing.
Rated R. Tickets now on sale.
Nature made it delicious. We made it a snack. Chobani Flip.
Adam Driver here to apologize for the Snickers Live Super Bowl ad. Never in my wildest dreams. Oh, come on!
Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my dog.
Discover a Tender Romance from the Romance Collection by Ralph Lauren. Available at Macy's, your fragrance destination.
14-11, 19th ranked South Carolina with the lead here at Mississippi State, 11:26 to go. And a reminder that Rivalry Week presented by Wendy's continues from the American Conference Sunday afternoon at 4 Eastern on ESPN. The Bearcats of Cincinnati, winners of 15 in a row against SMU. They've won 17 of their last 18. It's a journey to the tourney matchup for first place in the AAC, all part of Rivalry Week presented by Wendy's. Going to be streaming on your ESPN app as well. Should be a good showdown in the paint.
It's going to be a good game overall. Semi Ojeleye, one of the best players in the American. Kyle Washington, a versatile inside-out big that can score. But there's a lot of guys from that Cincinnati team that can score. This is the game, really, that's going to define the American Conference and who's going to win that thing. It'll go long way for seeding, too, in the tourney.
Story here at the Humps, and Darius Thornwell has 12 of the 14 points for the Gamecocks. The rest of the team is shooting just 1 for 9. They've missed 7 shots in a row. And for Mississippi State, their leading scorer, Quindary Weatherspoon, is sitting with 2 personal fouls. And once again, for the 4th game in a row, they are without their starting point guard, I.J. Reddy.
Yeah, they're senior. They're one leader they have. And talking to Ben Howland today, I mean, his numbers are good. A good assist-to-turnover ratio, about 8 points a game. But it's more the intangibles. He's the leader. He's the guy that gets their defense set, tells them where to be, communicates. And I played on a team my senior year where we had tons of freshmen and sophomore, a lot of talent like this team. I broke my foot. We were 5-0. Things were going well. And then you lose not your most talented player, but the guy that's been through the battles that can help guys out. That really has a huge effect. And without him, this team has struggled. But now they're knocking down some threes, as we said they need to do. That's their 4th triple this game, and that's really changed the tide here.
It was once a 9-point lead for Carolina. Now a 9-0 run for Mississippi State. And they can grab the lead for the first time. Stapleton Short on the jumper, Datcher. Carolina ball.
It's a great scramble by South Carolina. I thought there were going to be a couple open threes there for the Bulldogs, but there were not. They continue to scramble through the possession and run them off the line.
Thornwell will check back into the game. Here's the deal for South Carolina. He's doing it all.
I mean, broken record. The guy's the player of the year in the league, and this kind of sums up why. Because if this is a top 20, top 25 level team that is one of the best defensive teams in the country. But if he's not on the squad, they're a total different situation. He makes them go offensively and defensively. I mean, P.J. Dozier's a great talent. Notice can make threes, but Thornwell's the straw that stirs the drink, and he's wide open.
Couldn't knock down the open three, and another opportunity here for Mississippi State to grab its first lead. Weatherspoon is back into the game with 2 fouls, and his pull-up three well short.
That shows their youth sometimes, too. They have, like, shot turnovers. That's a shot turnover right there. Bad shot by Weatherspoon leads to a 4-on-3 transition opportunity, and Thornwell capitalizes with a wide-open triple.
Good find by Dozier to get the assist, and Thornwell has 15 of their 17 points. Lamar Peters with the 5th three of the first half for Mississippi State.
E.J. Datcher better be straight up on that screen. That looked like a moving screen, but you can't really go under the screen on Peters. He can knock down that three. You got to kind of work over it and have help from the big.
Kegler knocked it away from Silva. Peters on the drive is going to draw the foul on Dozier.
There was a foul before that, but you saw Peters ran over the help defender. It would have been a charge if he didn't get bumped before that. And there were probably 7 or 8 times in shoot-around alone Ben Howland kept saying jump stop, because they were going about 90% speed, running through different things, and guys were turning the ball over, jumping in the air, running through the middle and trying to drop it off. You got a jump stop in the middle, make that bounce pass, or at times when they collapse, that's where the kick out is for a team that lives and dies by the 3. Land on 2, find the open man.
First foul on Dozier. Getting some perspiration cleaned off the floor here for Mississippi State. They have lost 15 in a row to ranked opponents. You've got to go back to 2011, the last time they were able to beat a ranked foe. What a big one this would be for Ben Howland and Mississippi State. A young team that's starting all underclassmen, playing all underclassmen tonight.
And they're trying to build a program. These are program-type wins. If you come out here and defend your home court and beat a top 25 team.
Carter. Deep three, and he got it again.
That's terrible communication by South Carolina. They're OB unders. They're in 2-3 zone. They were in the 2-3 zone, and then through the possession, some guys went man, and some didn't. Dozier maintained in zone, and there was no communication.
6 threes and 1 2-pointer in the first half for Mississippi State against the top 3-point defense in the land. And what did Frank Martin say to his team today? Don't let the guards be shooters. Make them drive.
And they are right now. There's been a number of communication issues and how handling some ball screens that have led to wide open shots. They need to run these guys off the line. They need to make them earn it inside the paint or inside the arc. And right now they're not.
Look at that, 27% for opponents, usually outside the line. Bulldogs are 60% right now.
And that's Notice going to get a foul. He ran right into the screen. They talked about this too in shoot-around, is taking the right angle and being connected to guys when they're coming off of screens. And it wasn't the case. Notice gave about 4 feet. He got lost. He tried to decide, should I go under the screen, over the screen? Ran right into him.
Mississippi State at 50%. And the foul's going to be called on the screen this time.
That's what I was saying before. E.J. Thatcher, excuse me. Before, I thought he was moving on the last 3. This time he wasn't. There was a different. It was Herard moving this time, but still, those guys have got to get the message here how this game is being officiated. They got to be stationary.
Holman will come on for Herard. South Carolina shooting just 33%. Thornwell has 5 of their 6 baskets here in the first half, and here is Sindarius. And Notice Pass that one to the crowd.
This South Carolina team looks smooth the first few minutes, but this is why they can really struggle offensively. It looks ugly, and they're trailing.
I have no idea what's in the seaweed wrap.
But with this USP seal, I know exactly what's in my Nature Made gummies.
Nature Made has the first gummy certified by USP, a nonprofit organization that sets purity and potency standards.
Shocked by your wireless bill every month? Additional fees? Tacked on taxes? Come on! With T-Mobile One, taxes and fees are now included. Get 4 lines of unlimited LTE data for $40 each. That's right, all unlimited, all in. And now, for a limited time, save more than you pay in taxes on all smartphones. So switch to T-Mobile and save hundreds versus the other guys. It's better than a tax holiday, and it's only at T-Mobile.
To err is human. To anticipate is Lexus. Experience the Lexus RX with advanced safety. Standard. Experience amazing.
Are you ready for Valentine's Day?
Simple rule for Valentine's Day: you can never lose with roses.
ProFlowers always look great, which, hello, makes you look great.
I save time, I save money, and my wife loves them.
Go to proflowers.com right now and you'll get 1 dozen red roses plus a vase and a box of gourmet chocolates starting at $29.99. Just tap on the mic in the upper right corner and enter code SURPRISE. That's promo code SURPRISE. 2 minutes is all it takes to choose your flowers, pick your vase, and send them on their way. All of our flowers come with a 7-day freshness guarantee or your money back. Order right now, and for $9.99 more, we'll double the roses. Yep, 24 red roses with the vase plus the gourmet chocolates starting at $39.99.
I love them. I hope he does this every year.
I'm telling you, ProFlowers is a win-win every time.
Every time.
Every time.
Go to proflowers.com right now, click on the blue mic, and enter promo code SURPRISE. Order now for Valentine's Day delivery.
Chris Cotter back in Bristol, updating you on this big game in the West Coast Conference over on ESPN. Gonzaga at St. Mary's, and Silas Melson hitting this three. Gonzaga 10 of 12 from the floor to start the game. They're up 10 early in this contest. Bet down.
Thank you very much, Chris. Everybody keeping an eye on that Gonzaga game. Can they stay undefeated on the road tonight? Here at Mississippi State, 20-17. It's been a 3-point fest for the Bulldogs. They're 6 for 10. They only have 1 2-pointer, but they are in front of 19th ranked Carolina, who has gone cold. The Gamecocks have hit just 1 of their last 9 shots, and Thornwell has 15 of their 17 points.
I like this move by Frank Martin. Change up their defense a little bit. Make South Carolina think, waste some shot clock. Because right now, we said earlier in the game, this team, the Bulldogs, need to make threes. They make 8 a game in league play, 36%, which is 3rd in the league. They thrive on that. When they don't make threes, they can really struggle. So right now, they're grooving, they're feeling good, and it's helping their defense because they're making some shots. They get back and get to set up their D.
Well, they might have to rely on their defense tonight if they continue to shoot it like this. Other than Thornwell, who's 5 for 9, the rest of the guys are 1 for 10.
Bear in mind, we keep broken record. The team shot 3 for 30 in that game on Tuesday night in the first half. So it's not in Thornwell's head, but the rest of the guys are struggling to make shots and play with confidence right now. And this is where it hurts. They don't have many scorers in the interior. Silva, 30 in black. Kotsar, 21. They don't have guys you can just throw the ball to in the block and maybe play through. So their offense has to come from the guards and has to come from the perimeter.
Second foul now on P.J. Dozier. He will leave.
That's your second leading scorer sitting out, and one of the more talented guys in the SEC. What they can do, if they can start to get some stops and, again, turn these guys over. They had 5 points off of 2 turnovers real early in this game. And Mississippi State can turn it over 13 times against Auburn early in the week for 26 points off turnovers. That could really ignite the Gamecocks offense, but you got to play D first.
Ball reversal against the zone here for Carolina. Peters will pull up off the screen.
Got to change their coverage. They have to go over the screen. Peters wants to shoot that 3 when they're going under. He's already made him pay once.
Silva off the bounce, lost it. Carter with the push. And going to get a goaltend, I believe, on that. count the basket for Carter.
Good decision by the freshman Carter to push the position, and he had the lane. We'll take a look at the call. Silva's going to come flying into your screen. It's tough to tell, but he did hit the backboard hard, which it could be a goaltend in itself. So I think either way, it's a good call by the official.
Mississippi State has now scored 17 of the last 20 points to go on top. Looking for their first win against a ranked opponent in 6 years. Silva off the ball fake. Back-to-back turnovers for the big guy, and then the Gamecocks able to get it right back.
Thornwell needs a touch. He has to get a touch. Get it reversed, get it in his hands.
Gravett hits for 3.
Sometimes bad shots go in.
Yes.
Like Gravett as a player, he's talented, and sometimes they go in when you shouldn't take them. But hey, that's big. They needed something, anything. Somebody make a play.
Gets him back to within 2. Kegler got Kotsar away from the basket. Crosses him up. Count it. And we got a foul underneath. Going to go against Mississippi State. And Eric Holman.
This is what they want. When you have Kegler in the game at the 4 for them, this is a mismatch. He's really a 3, and he can put it on the deck. Kotsar, a true 5. Just looks like a fish out of water out there, crossed up. And you'll see the foul come in. Holman just body checks Chris Silva. So unfortunately, the 2 is good, but because of the foul, it's going to go the other way, and Silva's a chance to capitalize at the line.
Carolina into the bonus. 72% free throw shooter is Chris Silva.
I wonder if Frank Martin will counter this lineup, because again, they're not getting a ton. He needs production out of Silva, 30 Black and 21 Kotsar and Black. He's not getting a lot of that recently. So I wonder if he goes with another guard and takes Kotsar or Silva out and plays four guards to help counterbalance the lineup that the Bulldogs have out there right now, with Kegler, 4, and White playing the power forward position. Again, Kotsar on him now. That's a mismatch. I'd give it to him as an ISO right now.
Yeah. 4 points, a couple of rebounds for Silva, just 1 rebound for Kotsar. No points, right? Around and out.
The foul's on the Gamecocks, number 30, Silva, his second.
That's the second foul now on Chris Silva. Well, a reminder, UConn is on a quest for 100 wins, and they got number 99 today. So perhaps their biggest threat when the season began, now standing in their way. Monday night, 6th-ranked South Carolina will be up in Stores to try and prevent UConn from winning its 100th game in a row. It's probably the best front line in the women's game. Asia Wilson and Elena Coates. Can they get it done? Big Monday on the women's side.
I have a feeling Gino's going to have something pretty solid from a defensive game plan standpoint. Very Belichickian in his approach. Takes away your favorite thing you're best at, make you do something else.
It has been a remarkable run for the UConn women. Not just 99 wins in a row, but they are on a stretch over the course of the last 5 seasons. Just 1 loss in their last 147 games.
That is
just
so
extraordinary.
Mind-boggling. I've lost more than that in back-to-back days.
That is going to go to Mississippi State. Of course, the Mississippi State women also having a fantastic campaign, fighting right now with South Carolina for the top spot. Both those teams could be 1 seeds in the NCAA tournament.
I do love in the women's game, they find a way to match up the best teams much more frequently than men's do.
I think the men are definitely looking into the possibility of going to 4 quarters. It has really changed the women's game a lot.
Absolutely should. It would help the flow of the game, foul situation. It would be a better basketball game. And we're the only game left that plays 2 halves.
Yeah.
Your international game, the women's game, pro. High school. Literally, the only game left that plays 2 halves. Let's just continue to evolve. And I mean, this isn't minor league NBA basketball. This isn't the D-League, but still, we're going to prepare the guys to play at the next level NBA-wise or internationally, which is the same thing. They're playing 4 quarters.
4.5 to go. And a 4-point lead for Mississippi State after Thornwell was hot early. They have kept him quiet.
Offense is stagnating, and they need to find the ball for Thornwell for sure. Maybe get him on the empty side with a ball screen and come off of that. At times they post him in the short corner and let him go to work down there. Play through him. He doesn't have to shoot it if he gets the touch, but as you saw there, they all collapsed to him, but it was bad spacing. Kotsar and I believe Mackey were in the same 2-foot space, and he threw a bad bullet pass to him. They space the floor better, play through him. That's their best option in my mind.
Holman trying to back in on Kotsar, gets the baseline, missed the layup. Right is their weak side. He missed the layup, and the tip is good from Eric Holman.
One thing I'll say to Holman, the backboard is your friend, young man.
Kotsar off the cross, goes to the right hand in the lane.
I don't see that coming out of his locker too often. That was interesting. Under control, touch, good finish for the freshman.
Well, today at shoot-around, the challenge was issued from Frank Martin and the coaching staff to Kotsar and Silva. Hey, we didn't get enough from you in the Alabama loss on Tuesday. We need you tonight.
On both ends, too. There was a lot of discussion defensively, and defensively right now, South Carolina's not been good. They were good the first 3 minutes, but that was too easy. He drove middle, drew the help, they kick it out, wide open 3. I would contemplate helping less off the shooters, make them try to beat you, have the help come from the bigs, make them try to beat you inside the arc.
7 triples here in the first half.
I mean, it's just too easy right now. You break down Dwayne Notice, the help comes hard, delivers on time, on target, triple. This place is getting rowdy.
The Range Rover Sport. Land Rover. Above and beyond.
You crashed the class. Yeah. You own the pay.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
You crashed the glass and you own the pay?
Yeah.
Talk to an agent for help combining your home and auto into a plan that's right for you. Here to help life go right. State Farm.
If there was any way to make the $10 any pizza carryout deal from Pizza Hut any easier or any better, we'd do it. But any way we slice it, you're free to choose any large pizza with any toppings or any recipe, like Supreme or Meat Lovers on original pan crust. The $10 any pizza. No one out pizzas the Hut.
They said it was impossible to have great-tasting light beer. Boom. Award-winning Heineken Light brewed with Cascade hops. They also said it was impossible to hypnotize you. You are getting sleepy. Watch the beer.
This Valentine's Day, one store is the store to get your romantic on. Kay Jewelers. Right now, save up to 30% on select diamond fashions, including shimmering diamonds and rhythm. So go to Kay and get your kiss on. Kiss begins with Kay.
Spurs, Knicks, tomorrow on ABC.
Chris Cotter, Andy Katz in studio. Land Rover halftime report coming your way in just a few minutes. We have already had an upset in the top 25, Andy, and what that has done is it's caused this top 16 seeds that the selection committee put out to be a little obsolete, hasn't it?
Yeah, it was a snapshot in time before this afternoon's games, and it's already outdated because there could be changes if they were doing it right now.
All right, Beth and Down, we're going to get Andy's thoughts on those top 16s when we come back. For the Land Rover halftime report, we'll see you then.
Well, Chris and Andy, it's a South Carolina team whose calling card was their defense. 38% field goal percentage D, 26% three-point D. But Mississippi State is at 50% or better in both categories here in the first half.
And some of them early were Mississippi State making good plays, drawing help on the strong side, and then finding kicks all the way across the formation to the weak side and guys making threes. And then South Carolina started falling apart. Bad ball screen defense, bad communication, like that call out of a timeout. They got that shot early in the game. They got it right there. Good pin down screen, good execution.
Thornwell now has 17 of their 26 points here in the first half. They've been playing extended minutes without P.J. Dozier, who picked up 2 quick fouls.
South Carolina just running into screens constantly. It's not common for this team that has a bunch of veterans that communicate well on defense, are usually very intense and connected, and doesn't look that way right now.
Back to the man out of the break. And the foul on the rebound will be on E.J. Datcher, and that's his 3rd.
Foul shots could be big right now. Double bonus for South Carolina. There were 6 fouls the first 6 minutes of this game on Mississippi State, so they haven't really been punished at the line. Only 4 attempts for South Carolina, but this team that's struggling to score, if they can get to the line and capitalize, that could be big.
Kotsar, the 6'10 freshman from Estonia, is just 45% on the season. 18 for 40.
Keep your head in, big fella. As soon as he missed, he leaned his head back. Big reaction. Just stay confident. Step up there, stroke it.
I always thought down the routine was so big at the line.
It's huge. It's half the battle. Just do your routine, get in your groove, feel it.
Between your free throws, stay right there in your spot.
Or if you step away, always step away in the same manner. It should be, everything should be conducted the exact same way every time you walk to the free throw line.
Approaching 2 minutes to go. Peters. Out to Kegler. And I tried to pass that one at the last second. His teammate wasn't ready down low. And Felder, going to be a held ball. It's going to stay here with South Carolina. Good D.
But this is critical because they got to stop and they got out in transition. They need more stops, South Carolina does, to get their offense going. Raheem Felder, don't sweat the technique, behind the back. The jump ball, I thought he was going to finish that thing. But good job by him pushing the position.
That's Tyson Carter, the freshman from here in Starkville, whose dad, Greg, also played here at Mississippi State. I think when he gets in the weight room in the offseason, he is going to be a really good one the next few years.
Coach's son, that always helps. He's a high basketball IQ, smart player.
And now Dwayne Notice will head to the line. The foul is the second on right. How about this big Monday lineup for you? Syracuse and Louisville at 7 o'clock Eastern. Cards with a big comeback win today. Syracuse lost for the first time in 6 outings. And then the second game from the Fog, West Virginia and Kansas. West Virginia won big today, and Kansas had to sweat it out. A free throw in the last 2 seconds to win it at Texas Tech today.
I like Chris Beard's team at Texas Tech, but Frank Mason, foul trouble and injured ankle, says a lot about the Jayhawks team if they could walk out of there with a win. And missing free throws at the end. They were 1 for 3, but Josh Jackson did make 1, which got them just the win they needed.
Both Kansas and Baylor were 1 seeds today in the release from the selection committee. Off the turnover, Mackey, assisted by Thornwell.
This is a big point of the game here. Mississippi State back-to-back turnovers, leading to opportunities for South Carolina the other way. They've got to take care of that rock and finish this half strong. They played well the last 15 minutes. You've got to keep your lead going into break.
13 points off of 9 turnovers now for South Carolina.
South Carolina's extended their pressure the last couple possessions, and it's had an effect.
Boy, they got the mismatch again on Kotsar, and Carter with the pull-up.
They switched the screen. Great run by Kotsar.
Running to the rim for the lay-in.
Great job by the big fella. Reward him.
Quick counterattack. And the foul is going to be called on the screener, Holman. That's his second.
I think we'll take another look here. If he's stationed, I hate when referees react to the contact. If just because he got hit with the big screen doesn't mean it's a foul, that's on the defense most times to call it. If we can, let's take a look. He's there. He might have moved at the end. Okay. But you see that a lot. He moved a little to his left, but you see that a lot where refs will react just because he got laid out. You can't sell your boy out. You got to call that screen early.
Thornwell. Fouled by Kegler.
And this is where Mississippi State, again, the most inexperienced team in the nation, it shows. They started this game sloppy, pushing bad positions, making bad passes, not communicating defensively. They turned it around. They started making threes, which helped their defense, started playing better. But the last 2 minutes, it's been back the other way. Bad offense, turnovers, leading to bad defense and bad situations. The consistency is always the issue with young kids. Can you play at the same level intellectually and physically for sustained periods of time? They're still struggling to find that consistency.
South Carolina opened up a 9-point lead early. Mississippi State went on a tear. They went up by 7. And now Thornwell can tie it up again. And we're back to square, a 9-2 run for the Gamecocks. They'll run the double at Peters, who picked up his dribble and then found Holman. Carter, open look for 3, got it!
Great patience by Holman. Didn't rush it, didn't panic. And great job by Peters to break the trap to find Holman early on in that possession.
16 off the bench for the freshman Tyson Carter. Thornwell calling for the screen. Got to give it up, Mackey. Corner 3 is good.
Talk about stealing momentum going into the break. A great possession by the Bulldogs on one end, but Carolina came back and countered on the other end. And it was key to, of course, by Sindarius Thornwell coming off the screen. He draws 2, draws 3 because Carter stepped up there. That was a bad play by the freshman. He didn't need to step to the ball. They had 2 white jerseys in front of him. Stay close on the strong side.
Tied at 36, South Carolina and Mississippi State. Now let's get you to Chris Cotter and Andy Katz in the studio.
ESPN's Rivalry Week, presented by Wendy's.
And we welcome you back to the SEC on ESPN. At the hump tonight for 19th ranked South Carolina and Mississippi State, all even Gamecocks and Bulldogs at 36 apiece. This is huge for South Carolina. They are in a 3-way tie for first place to start out the day. And Florida and Kentucky were both winners this afternoon, so South Carolina needs a road win here to keep pace. Beth Mullins along with Dallin Cuff. We were wondering, Dallin, if there might be a hangover from the 4 overtime loss for South Carolina on Tuesday night. The guards played a ton of minutes the other day.
Yeah, Frank Barton told us today that he didn't think physically they were going to be worn out, but mentally the guys had gone through a lot. He wanted to see how they bounce back. Well, I'll tell you what, the Marathon man, Sindarius Thornwell, came to play right away, scoring 10 points in a matter of minutes, but his boys along with him have not. Duane Notice, the other senior in the backcourt, struggling today. P.J. Dozier, 2 fouls, didn't play a lot in the first half, and when they were in there, they were ineffective. They need the other guys to step up, because Thornwell is doing his thing. He's showing why I believe he will be the player of the year in the SEC. He came right out and asserted himself, knocking down the open 2, the open 3, creating for other teammates. He's got 3 assists on the half, and of course, offensive rebounding, 3 offensive boards a game. He had 10 in that game on Tuesday night. He always crashes the glass, but this was unforeseen. Tyson Carter, the local kid, Starkville, lighting up Stark Vegas here. 16 points, dropping 3s. He's got 4 for 5 from the 3-point line, and this is something Frank Martin did not anticipate. This young freshman is stepping up in a big moment.
Averages 7 a game. He had been playing more of the backup point guard. In fact, one of my notations was he's not been a scorer. Well, he's had 16 in the first half, 1 shy of his career high. And for Thornwell, 19 in that first half, 1 shy of his average, coming off that 44-point performance against Alabama. And here is Thornwell.
It's a great contest and then rebound by Kotsar to track down the rock.
Let's see what Dozier and Notice can do alongside him on the perimeter. And Silva, a chance for an and 1.
So this little down screen has had a big effect, and you can't see Thornwell coming open. And right now the help is there. Phelps has got to do a better. Peters has to do a better job of getting over the screen. They've had a lot of joy. Made 2 of those shots in the first half. This half, they come right out, draw both defenders, drop it down, get Kegler his 3rd foul. That's important because Kegler is a guy that can provide a mismatch for them at the 4 and also score and rebound for them. So if he has to hit the sideline, that's a big play.
He was the reason they could go to the smaller lineup tonight when they put him at that 4 spot. And have Stapleton on the floor with him. We're going to call a held ball, and it will go to Carolina.
Just another note on Tyrone Carter that Frank Martin mentioned. That Alabama game, Armand Davis and Avery Johnson Jr. combined for 43 points. Normally they average a total of 13. So he said it was an all, a night that you didn't expect from those two guys. 4 overtimes it took to beat him. Well, today on the road here, you've got Tyrone Carter stepping up. So he's going to be pretty frustrated at the guys that you don't really are on top of the scouting report having a big impact on games. Tyson Carter, excuse me.
Kotsar likes that left hand.
I like it. If they can play inside, I said in the first half, Kotsar and Silva aren't usually just going to give you buckets inside, but if you can give them the ball and get some production inside and play through them, that'll really help their offense.
We talked today about winning at the rim, that they'll shoot around, and getting those big guys involved, playing inside out, which they hadn't been able to do in that first half.
Ben Howland just looks so perplexed at that turnover.
Yeah.
You got to value the ball. I mean, it's basics. Kegler got to catch it first.
Silva, we're going to muscle inside for the lay-in.
Great play design. Great play design to clear it. Notice come off a high back screen that drew some attention into a ball screen. The defender was always chasing, could never catch up.
9 points now for Chris. He's at his season average.
Take a look at the replay, and we came off that ball screen. Dozier, who's not had a lot of effect on this game, was able to make a good pass, good bounce pass. The help came, and the help side was there by Quindary Weatherspoon, but he doesn't want to get his 3rd foul either, so he kind of just got brushed out of the way, a little Olay defense. If you're going to come across the help side, you got to be active and really be strong over there.
15 points here for the two bigs for Carolina.
They're extending their defensive pressure. Their defense can really help their offense.
Yep. Mississippi State, Carter on the drive, fouled. See if they get Kotsar for this one.
I like Ben Howland going right back to him. I mean, stay aggressive, young fellow. You've had a great first half. Keep going out there trying to make plays.
Instead, it's on Chris Silva, and that is his 3rd. And here's Tyson Carter now with a free throw, a chance to tie his career high with his 17th point. For 2 now at the line. Weatherspoon, who is the 4th leading scorer in the SEC, has been shut out so far this evening.
2 fouls early in the half, only played 9 minutes in the first half. He needs to get back into this game, but not force the issue. He needs to get within the flow of the game, look for his shot, and look to create for his teammates, because he's going to draw a lot of attention. They got to figure out that simple down screen. That Stonewall, again, getting an open look. He missed it, but it really is just a simple down screen. Better ball pressure, better communication of the big and the guard. The guard's got to get through it faster. The big's got to help and then recover.
Carter now is running the point. Again, no I.J. Reddy, their regular starter, their lone senior. He's still out with the injury. And there's Kegler with a triple, and that's 9 for Mississippi State. The most allowed in a game this year for Carolina was 11.
Held Florida to 0 for 17 earlier in the year. And Florida's a team that made a 3 almost over 800 straight games. That was unbelievable. Now, I like this attacking Kotsar. Kegler, this is the mismatch we were talking about. Kegler can play that 4 and draw one of their bigs away from the basket, and Kotsar is the one you really want to attack. I don't love him settling for that 3. That's a big shot, but I like them looking to attack that matchup like they did in the first half.
5 different guys have knocked down a triple tonight. Silva going to get to the line. Boy, has Chris come out aggressive offensively here in the second half.
They're running good offense. They're doing a good job screening and moving away from the ball, which is creating opportunities. Silva here came off a simple flex cut baseline screen. And this is where you are a young team and you're not communicating through simple screening action. They went over this in shoot around, how to handle it, where the help should be, how do you beat the screen, and then when the lights are on, don't execute.
The Bulldogs, Schneider Harrod.
Harrod will come on for Holman. 3 fouls now on Eric.
Good rebound by Kegler. Great pressure by Notice. Active hands.
Kegler got Kotsar away from the basket again, drops it off to Harrod.
I think you got to go with a smaller lineup. You got to get Kotsar Silva out of the game and move Vincent Darius to the 4.
Thornwell tried to drop it off for Silva, knocked out of bounds. Eli Wright. There goes Silva, and on comes Mackey, so it is a smaller lineup.
Going to the 4, Sindarius to the 4 against Kegler. So you have 0 in black and 4 in the cream color jersey. On the block right now. Those two, it's a better matchup physically, offensively, and defensively. Wow.
Alley-oop to Dozier, couldn't finish at the rim. On the run, Wright gets the lay-in.
A big 4-point swing. And Dozier, great cut, good execution. Thornwell's pass was just a little bit too high. Couldn't get on the elevator to get up and get it. And get one the other way.
Dozier's floater gets it to go, and for P.J. Dozier, his first basket of the night. Coming in, averaging 14 points. He's a 1,000-point scorer in his career. The other 2 guards, Dozier and Notice, have been quiet thus far. And there's Notice with a takeaway. They've got numbers. Mackey with contact.
Mississippi State, they have to value the basketball. Every possession's got to be critical. They've thrown a couple away here early in this half. It didn't need to happen, leading out to a break the other way. This is a break for Mississippi State on a bad shot by South Carolina. Other way, get a layup. They're down, but they're right there.
Spurs, Knicks, tomorrow on ABC.
So with our Ally Cashback credit card, you get rewarded for buying stuff.
Like what?
Like a second B helmet with protective netting. Or like a balm, you know? Or a cooling ointment for the skin.
How about a motorcycle?
Or some bee repellent. I'm just spitballing here.
Nothing stops us from doing right by our customers. Ally, do it right.
Told you not to swat them.
When Matt Juszczyk uses Constant Contact email marketing to promote his cycling studio, classes fill up fast. It's all so easy. For Matt, anyway. Matt's a marketer, and all it took was Constant Contact. Start your free trial at ConstantContact.com.
These two could be a problem.
They're going down.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
These two could be a problem.
They're going down.
Talk to an agent for help combining your home and auto into a plan that's right for you. Here to help life go right. State Farm.
Every team trains hard. Every team prepares to win. But when U.S. Army soldiers take the field, it's best if the other guys don't bother showing up. See if you have what it takes at GoArmy.com/team.
These pizzas are the same, but depending on the day of the week, they aren't the same price. That's not right, so we're fixing it. Now you can carry out large 3-topping Domino's pizzas for $7.99 every day of the week.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Heineken. Open your world. Enjoy responsibly.
Starkville, Mississippi, and over at the Hump, 46-42. South Carolina with the lead over Mississippi State. The Gamecocks need a win to stay tied for first place in the SEC. The NCAA Selection Committee had their midseason release. If the tournament started today, here's what the 4 regions would look like.
I mean, my takeaway from this from the committee, I know they're doing it to build conversation, and they've done well. We're talking about it, but they pretty much did anything on paper. It's almost like there's no subjectivity on how good a team could be or where they should fit. It really is who you played, who you beat, but then there is part of the eye test in there that I don't see is reflected. The Gonzaga is the 4th overall team. I think they deserve a number 1 seed, an overall 1 seed, a number 1 seed, maybe not the top seed overall, but they should be there. But I feel like they're not the 4th one. I think they'd be 2nd or 3rd. Villanova deserves to be 1st. You could argue Kansas in there. I think they're ahead of Baylor. Baylor's got 11 top 50 wins. I realize that. That's great. Gonzaga doesn't get those opportunities. They've done everything they've been asked to do. They haven't lost a game.
Zags up at the half.
And the Big Ten getting no representation. That doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me. I think the best they're going to get is Purdue or Wisconsin as a 4 seed at best. Whoever wins that league will get it. The league has been very mediocre. The bottom has gotten better. The top has gotten worse. And as you see, no Big Ten teams in here. I think UCLA, Oregon, Arizona, any one of those 3 teams I think could end up being a top 5 best team in the country. But right now, 2 seeds is where they're topped out.
And already 2 of those teams, Florida State and Butler, both lost today.
Butler kind of surprised me, but they have a great RPI record against the RPI, top 25 and top 50, so that they get the nod. Again, it comes back to all paper to me. That's what it is.
You had 5 ACC teams in there, and the 2 SEC teams, both Kentucky and Florida, got 3 seeds. Gators won their 6th in a row earlier today, and Kentucky beat Alabama, so those 2 teams are still tied for 1st. South Carolina right there with them.
Peters holding his leg. He's upset. And he was dealing with a hip pointer in the last couple games, a little bit of an injury for the point guard. And now he's complaining something that happened to his right leg. He's back in the tunnel now. And that was a good job defensively. It was the first time they went under the screen and really came up hard and contested him. In the first half, they went under and lazily under the screen, allowing 2 open threes, and he made one of them.
Peters, their freshman starter at the point, who's been battling a hip pointer. And now Tyson Carter, who's had a big night tonight, is on the floor. 5 on the shot clock. Notice fouled on the 3 ball by Weatherspoon, who has really had a frustrating evening. That's his 3rd personal foul, and he still has not scored tonight.
He's got more fouls now than shot attempts. We'll take another look here. Weatherspoon trying to recover. I think that's a good call. They're upset because Peters didn't get a call on the other end. That wasn't a foul down here in Peters. It was a clean contest. That was a foul right across his wrist, across his body. He needs to keep his head in it, though. Sophomore, talented player, 4th leading scorer in the SEC at over 17 points a game. He's got to continue to look to take advantage of the opportunities ahead of him, but not force it.
Averaging 17 per game. He's got the highest scoring average at Mississippi State in 20 years. You've got to go back to Darrell Wilson on their 1996 Final Four team. But a guy has been scoring at the clip Weatherspoon has this year. His lowest point total in a game is 7.
South Carolina doubling the ball, causing some chaos and a turnover.
Good reach by Dozier to get there, and then the goaltend.
You almost wish that Stapleton didn't make that play because the ball wasn't going in. It was coming off the rim, and the ref almost has to call this. You take another look, and he doesn't have control. The ball's loose. It's still a shot attempt, though. And that was not going to go in.
Did that float up above the rim?
That's questionable, too. Oh, they've got to adjust. The last 2 possessions, they've run at the ball carrier, whoever had the rock, running 2 at him, and then stepping up on the next guy that's available. You have to know that, identify it, come back for help. A lot of times you can back dribble. Don't cross half court yet. See them coming at you, back dribble, make them come further, create longer space, and your teammate step to the ball.
Carter.
Freshman giving about 50 pounds to Dwayne Notice. A lot of strength and experience.
Holman got lost behind the defense for the lay-in.
Good back screen by Quinndary Weatherspoon and poor communication by Gamecocks.
Notice for three, short. Excuse me, that was Mackey out there in the corner.
They're switching a lot of the ball screens now. Silva just switched out. He's got a mismatch at 23. See if they can switch back. They did. Nice job.
And Weatherspoon get it going. Just 2 shot attempts so far. Carter got another triple. And a new career high for Tyson Carter tonight, coming off the bench to drop 20. Dozier gets the layup.
Great response, but you can't help. They got to stop helping off of Carter, especially in that situation. Silva, I understand the mismatch. He had Weatherspoon, but he was there still. He was all right. Yep. He had him squared up 20 feet from the hoop. The help didn't need to come. I would say stay attached to Carter, help off everybody else.
5 of 6 from three-point range. Weatherspoon still without a bucket.
For his game's got to develop. He shoots just barely over 40% around the basket. Not good for a player as skilled as he is.
Notice. They get it back out to Dozier for 3. Way off. Carter just inside the line for 2 more.
Quiet kid, not showing much emotion, but I'll tell you what, he's hooping.
On the drive, Thornwell got it.
Back-to-back big shots, 3 by Carter, pull up by Carter. On the other end, though, easy layups for the Gamecocks. You have to be able to string together stops to beat a good veteran team, even at home. It's a top 25 caliber squad.
Thornwell's got 21. Carter wide open.
What are they doing? You can't go over the screen. You got to stay attached to his body.
Carolina got lucky there with the miss. Silva, good position, and then the block by Holman.
Holman, 3rd in the SEC in blocks, making his presence felt there.
Weatherspoon defended by Thornwell. Off the hesitation, finds Wright for 3. All the way around and out, and Kegler had a chance and lost it. 3-point lead for the Gamecocks, under 11 to play here in Starkville.
They said it was impossible to have great-tasting light beer. Boom. Award-winning Heineken Light, brewed with Cascade hops. They also said it was impossible to hypnotize you. You are getting sleepy. Watch the beer.
You look beat, Butchie. Up late watching the games? Daughter was out late. It's hard not to worry about your teen driver out on the road. Liberty Mutual lets you leave worry behind. I heard they offer 24-hour roadside assistance. Saw it in a commercial once. He'll figure it out.
Liberty stands with you.
Liberty Mutual stood with me when this guy got a flat tire in the middle of the night, so he got home safe.
Yeah, my dad says their insurance doesn't have that.
What? You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Something new has arrived. Uniquely designed for the driven. Introducing the first ever Infiniti QX30 crossover. Lease the first ever all-wheel drive Infiniti QX30 for $299 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
You're either ready or you're not. What's wrong?
I got 10 new guys starting tomorrow.
10.
Paul, Pauline.
Is Pauline a guy? Sorry.
Mike, and Mike. Michelle.
Okay, you need uniforms, work gloves, goggles, hard hats, all the safety gear. I'm on it.
Well, that's good, because I got 15 more new guys starting Tuesday.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Am I ready?
What?
Am I ready?
You're ready.
I'm ready.
Cintas, ready for the workday.
I have no idea what's in the seaweed wrap.
But with this USP seal, I know exactly what's in my Nature Made gummies.
Nature Made has the first gummy certified by USP, a nonprofit organization that sets purity and potency standards.
A 3-point lead for South Carolina. We knew Thornwell would show up for the Gamecocks. He's 21 points tonight. But how about Tyson Carter with a career-high 22?
I mean, he's averaging 3.3 points per game and shooting 26% from league play. He's got 22 points, 5 of 7 from 3, playing tremendous confidence, making a big pull-up right there. He is balling out right now. It looks like Malik Monk. I didn't know we were going to watch this type of freshman tonight.
In his first 11 SEC games, he had 36 points total. And tonight, busting out 22 points, 5 from three-point range. And boy, have they needed him on a night when Weatherspoon is scoreless and has taken just 3 shots.
And I love I.J. Reddy, the senior injured point guard, was the one dapping him up there, talking to him, staying in Carter's ear, talking to him about being aggressive, being focused, let him know where to be.
On the drive, officials are going to talk.
Couldn't tell.
No ball to Mississippi State.
Now, in a game like this, that's worth remembering.
Yep.
Because right now, that just burned their possession. They couldn't tell who the ball went off of. So going forward, as we take a look at I.J. Reddy, senior PG, been out the last 4 games. That may hurt them. Late in the game, if there's a jump ball, that should have been their rock, I believe. And the officials just weren't in position to see the play.
Carter. Stapleton fouled on the drive. It's going to be on Rakim Felder. Our NBA Sunday Showcase presented by Verizon Go 90. Back to Madison Square Garden for the Spurs and the Knicks. Get you set with Sage and Jail and an NBA countdown starting at 3 o'clock. Then to the Garden for 3:30. Of course, streaming live on your app as well. What a soap opera the Knicks have been in the last, for a while now, but certainly in the last week.
I prefer Dumpster Fire. It's just been ugly on and off the court.
Oh my goodness, Stapleton cleaning it up. Kotsar walked with it. And Mississippi State, a chance for the lead.
Yeah, Carter can't do anything wrong. He misses a shot, but misses it softly. And then incoming, Stapleton. Hey, Mackey, you might want to block out, my man. Just turns and looks at the ball, 20 black. Stapleton went right by him, throw down.
Under 10 to go. They haven't beaten a ranked opponent in 6 years. 15 consecutive losses. Stapleton got it. th triple. That ties the most that Carolina has given up all year. Dozier. Kegler with the rebound. On the run, Stapleton. Foul by Chris Silva. And that is his fourth.
Stapleton really giving him a lift. Huge dunk. Then ball screen defense. They trapped the ball screen a little bit. I don't think that was in the game plan. They don't love doing that. They want to make them back up. That was out of necessity. And then he finds Stapleton for the three, and now he's leaking out and getting up and almost getting down.
Free throw is good. And a three-point lead. Xavier, who got the start today. Ben Howland going with the smaller lineup.
Which actually hasn't had much success, to be honest.
No.
There were a couple points where they got Kegler isolated on Kotsar, and they went after. Great coaching to see that and make it happen. But overall, defensively, they had some struggles with it. It's been other guys just making plays, and their bigs have played well at times.
Kotsar, the pass to Silva. Got it, and a foul.
That's something you don't expect when you see the Gamecocks. Well, first of all, Kotsar put the ball on the deck. put the ball on the deck to create, and then the interior pass to Silva. Silva not traveling, and then finishing. Those two are going to be good for years to come. You got a freshman in Kotsar, a sophomore in Silva. They need some time to develop, but Kotsar's pretty skilled for his size. Silva, great athlete, great length, and he's progressed a lot in his last year here.
Well, they've been better scoring tonight. They've combined for 18 points, the two of them.
Look at this. Kotsar right down Broadway, sees the help come, drops it off, and Silva kept that right pivot foot on the ground until Gerard kind of moved it out of the way for him, but
he'll get the free throw as well.
I gotta give a shout out to the guys behind me. I think they just yell foul on every possession. And they don't care what's going on. It's either a foul in black or not a foul in the cream colored jersey. They've been resilient. And I like the zone just to give a different look. And a 3-2 just so you can take care of some of the shooters. See Witherspoon, Carter coming to the bottom left corner of your screen.
Stapleton dropped it off to Gerard, who was already surrounded by defenders. And they'll turn it over. That is the 15th turnover. 20 points off of those turnovers for South Carolina tonight. And now a chance for the Gamecocks to grab the lead back. Thornwell. Mackey, nice spin, using the window.
Woo. Circle button, finish. I know that's a football reference, but still, you got it. Holds true.
Carolina back on top. Hibbler had it blocked by Thornwell. May have been a pass.
This zone call could really have an effect right now. Mississippi State has to remain aggressive, attack in the short corners and in the creases in the defense.
Witherspoon off the mark. He's 0 for 4 on the night. And notice fouled on the drive by Carter.
You need guys to make plays, step up for you right now. Brandon Mackey going middle. Looks like he's going middle and whoop, just freaks out Gerard. A little laundry on the deck, Raff would say. They're up 1.
If there was any way to make the $10 any pizza carryout deal from Pizza Hut any easier or any better, we'd do it. But any way we slice it, you're free to choose any large pizza with any toppings or any recipe, like Supreme or Meat Lovers on original pan crust. The $10 any pizza. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
You crash the class. Yeah. You own the paint.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
You crash the glass and you own the paint? Yeah.
Talk to an agent for help combining your home and auto into a plan that's right for you. Here to help life go right. State Farm.
We are switching things up for the 6 p.m. Eastern Sports Center. It's a new day, right, Jay? Mm-hmm. But this new joint, it's about all of us.
Preach. So welcome to the 6.
Right.
My name is Jamali Maddox, and basically in this show, what we do is we travel around and we talk to people on the extreme side of life.
You think you're racist? Sure. Why not?
There's a revolution going on in America right now.
I think there should be another genocide, or a genocide.
How come you got that t-shirt?
God damn the white man!
I've been put in a situation I can't handle. I am just a comedian.
Bass Pro Shops is more than a store. It's a place where I can find my favorite fishing brands like Shimano, Shakespeare, and Humminbird.
It's a place with the best selection of gear that I need and the customer service I can trust.
And the aquarium ain't bad either.
Bass Pro Shops is the place for huge savings, like this new Mojito spinning combo for under $30. And make plans for our upcoming Spring Fishing Classic.
There's never been a better time to come to Bass Pro Shops than right now.
Chris Cotter back in Bristol, the #1 team in the country, Gonzaga, keeping their cushion at St. Mary's. Here's Silas Melson, his second 3 in as many attempts on the day. It is a 10-point lead for Gonzaga right now over on ESPN. Beth down.
Thank you, Chris. We've got a one-point game here. South Carolina and Mississippi State, 7:40 to go. The Bulldogs have more threes than twos tonight. And South Carolina benefiting from some points off of turnovers.
Yeah, Mississippi State's got to take care of the ball. You see 22 points they've ceded to South Carolina on turnovers. It was 26 in their loss to Auburn early in the week. South Carolina's great at this, too. They're in league play. They've forced 25% of their opponent's possessions to end in the TO. That is really impressive. Now, you got a young team out here in Mississippi State. They've been executing. You have to get shots up. If they continue to turn the ball over, I don't see them being able to pull off this win. They have to execute offensively down the stretch.
South Carolina will be in the bonus the rest of the way. Another good night for Sindarius Thornwell with 21 points. Notice and Dozier have been quiet. Can they come through here late? The other two guards for the Gamecocks. Tyson Carter, a career-high 22 points, including 5 triples for Mississippi State on a night when Weatherspoon is scoreless. He's 0 for 4, and here he is with the ball out top, the 4th leading scorer in the SEC.
3-2 zone, they've been totally on their heels. They haven't even moved the ball near the three-point line.
Kegler, contested 3. Holman keeping it alive. Kegler and 1.
Such a big play.
Eric Holman was 1 on 4, and he kept it alive.
And Frank Martin just pointing to his guys, just basically saying, you have to make that play. You did a great job defensively. You forced a contested shot in the corner, and you just don't make the play. Mackey, remember, Stapleton came over and had the tip dunk. That time, Mackey just got punked. There's no other way to say it. He's got to be tougher in there. He's got to keep Holman off the glass and allow somebody else to go clean up the ball. And Mackey's coming out before, and Frank Martin's trying to encourage him a little bit.
I think he's Bronx cheering him with a nice box-out clap.
Yeah, it might be a little sarcasm in that from Coach Martin, but they've got to clean it up because the 3-2 zone, I think, is going to be effective. Mississippi State's got to find the weak spot, get it in the high post, attack the corners, attack the short corner, be aggressive, but they're not doing that right now.
Of course, when you go to that zone, you're always concerned about rebounding out of it.
Yep.
Notice misses. And now a chance for Mississippi State. Weatherspoon, did he walk with it first? Yep.
Seeing it live, it looked like a good call. Weatherspoon is getting up a little shaky. And I actually think whenever they got the ball out, they shouldn't have given it to Weatherspoon. They should have kept it in the middle of the floor. It would have been a traditional 3-on-2 ball in the middle of the floor. When they gave it to Weatherspoon, it became kind of a 2-on-2, and it was only on one side of the floor, easier to handle.
He had 25 points on Tuesday against Auburn, but he's struggling scoring tonight. He's got 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Gravitt for 3. Kotsar with the O board. And here comes Dozier to run the O.
They went isolation early in the possession to get Thornwell the first shot. See if they do that again. Straight isolation at the elbow.
Thornwell to Kotsar, count it! Good find by Thornwell. And Kotsar with the muscle to finish.
This is where, if you're Weatherspoon, that's also his 4th foul. You've got to help the helper quicker. He's got to see that Thornwell's isolated. He's going to look to go. And if he beats his man, there's going to be help coming, and Weatherspoon's got to step inside. He's on the backside here. He's got to step inside Kotsar, get a piece of that ball, recover to his body. He stands behind him, and then he compounds the mistake by giving a soft foul.
Missed the free throw. .21 points for Kotsar and Silva tonight.
Look at South Carolina pointing and talking in the zone. The communication is huge. Where is my next pass? Where are the shooters?
Where's Carter? Here he is.
Yep.
Working it into Kegler. They found the middle of the zone.
Great job. Got in the high post. He turned. He was aggressive.
Dozier on the drive. Stripped by Carter. Running with Kegler. And the finish. Mississippi State back on top. Notice. Got it for 3.
They ran that action earlier where they back screen into a ball screen, moving them around. They handled that part better, but the help side fell asleep, and Dozier was able to make an easy pass across the formation to Notice. Kigler's got to get back into that high post. 4 and White needs to get in the high post.
4.5 to go. Carter gets a look. Can't put it away.
That's where it's susceptible. The corners and the high post. That was a good skip pass and a good shot from Carter, who's been on fire, but he has missed his last 2 attempts. Watch see if they run the same play here again. Here's your back screen, into a ball screen.
Kotsar slipped it off the bounce and 1.
Great read. Back-to-back possessions. Now the crowd wants to travel. Take another look at it, but that was good execution. And they've got to figure out how they want to handle this ball screen, because this isn't good. See Kotsar slip the screen, be aggressive. I don't see it. Dribble, step between them, gets the N1. Now when they come off that screen, I think they should blitz it. I think they should just trap Dozier right there, make him uncomfortable, give him a different look, make him retreat, get the ball out of his hands and get it reversed. Have a better chance of this, getting them out of that rhythm, because that's been a very effective play for them in this game.
The bigs have come through here for South Carolina. Responding to the challenge. Carter. Tough shot trying to beat the buzzer, and it's a shot clock violation.
South Carolina's top in the country in defensive efficiency, and they're showing it right now. When they need to make stops, they've stepped up and gotten stops, and now they've got a 4-point cushion.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Wendy's, proud sponsor of the 2017 John R. Wooden Player of the Year. Set the trap.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
Set the trap.
Talk to an agent for help combining your home and auto into a plan that's right for you. Here to help life go right. State Farm.
Can you feel something without touching it? See something with your eyes closed. When everything is designed around you, the driver, you can. The new Mazda 3.
This lovely lady has a typical airline credit card, so she only earns double miles on purchases she makes from that airline. What'd you earn double miles on, please? Oh, it's unfortunate. There's a better option. The Capital One Venture Card. With Venture, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase, everywhere, every day. Not just airline purchases. Seems like a no-brainer. What's in your wallet?
This Valentine's Day, one store is the store to get your romantic on. Kay Jewelers. Right now, save up to 30% on select diamond fashions, including shimmering diamonds and rhythm. So go to Kay and get your kiss on.
Chris Cotter in Bristol, #1 Gonzaga in Moraga, taking on St. Mary's, and Silas Melson, we've been showing him a lot of these highlights. Another bucket for him. It's a 10-point night so far for Melson, and a 13-point lead right now for Gonzaga over on ESPN. Coming up next here on ESPN2, Cal on the road taking on Lowry Markkanen and Arizona. Big Pac-12 clash coming up next. Beth Down, we'll see you then.
Thank you, Chris. Of course, Arizona starting out the day in first place in the Pac-12, and South Carolina is trying to keep pace in the SEC. A win will keep them tied for first with Florida and Kentucky, as both the Gators and the Cats were winners today. The inside men, Dallin, we have the pleasure of sitting in on shoot-arounds and kind of seeing behind the curtain. It was not a good morning for Chris Silva or Mike Kotsar. It has been a very good night.
It really has been. They did not look ready to play this morning. Yeah. Guys were missing assignments, confused, just out of it. And Frank Martin was letting them hear about it. He told us, he said, we need those guys to produce. Yep. They have to step up. They have stepped up. Weatherspoon, on the other hand, he's just struggled to get in the flow of the game with the fouls. They've taken him out of it offensively. He only has 4 field goal attempts.
Has scored in all 53 of his games so far for the sophomore. Silva working it inside and again.
Man, and
winning the paint.
Dominating in there. Now I like this 3-quarter court. They're going to drop back into that zone, which has been effective. Just makes Mississippi State waste some time. And here, turn it over.
Dozier again with the takeaway, and Thornwell will get the finish. A 9-0 run, and the experience here, or rather the inexperience, showing a bit for Mississippi State. Under 3 to go, and South Carolina has opened it up.
The Range Rover Sport. Land Rover. Above and beyond.
The moment you realize, how could there possibly be this many blues?
Don't worry. At Lowe's, we guarantee you'll always love your paint, or we'll replace it.
Hurry into Lowe's where you'll find new lower prices, like paint and primer starting at only $17.98.
I enlisted in the Army in 2005. She's the culprit that ripped our door off. Actually use the app, take pictures of it right there for USAA, and they take care of the rest. I'm Josh Eilers, and I'm a USAA member for life.
Hi, my name is Tom.
I'm Raph.
My name is Ann.
I'm one of the real-life attorneys
you can talk to through LegalZoom.
Don't let unanswered legal questions hold you up.
Because we're here.
We're here.
And we've got your back.
LegalZoom. Legal help is here.
Nature made it delicious. We made it a snack. Chobani Flip.
Shocked by your wireless bill every month? Additional fees? Tacked on taxes? Come on! With T-Mobile One, taxes and fees are now included. Get 4 lines of unlimited LTE data for $40 each. That's right, all unlimited, all in. And now, for a limited time, save more than you pay in taxes on all smartphones. So switch to T-Mobile and save hundreds versus the other guys. It's better than a tax holiday, and it's only at T-Mobile.
South Carolina has opened up the 8-point lead under 3 minutes to go. The Gamecocks started out the day tied with Kentucky and Florida for first place. Here's what's happened so far today. The Gators winning for the 6th time in a row. They beat Texas A&M today. Kentucky was a winner over Alabama. Florida still has games left with both Kentucky and Carolina. Carolina and Kentucky do not play each other again as we take a look at the bracket buzz brought to you by Cheez-It. According to Joe Lunardi, 5 teams are in, including Arkansas and Tennessee amongst the last 4 in.
Right now, though, Tennessee lost to Georgia, so I think that's going to move them out of this next Joey bracket. And I think, unfortunately for SEC fans, 4 is the max. And other teams are going to play their way out, and there just aren't that many opportunities for teams to play their way in against, quality top 50 wins. And Vanderbilt, suffering a loss by Missouri, and that's a quality win right now for a lot of people. But after that Missouri loss, that's going to change.
Carolina defense has been the difference here in the last 5 minutes or so in what was a 1-point game.
South Carolina went back to the man-to-man there, and that's a little bit of a chess match. Out of a timeout, they draw up something, you come out with a different look. I think you stick with it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it right now. Get back in that 3-2, keep communicating.
That had been a game changer for them.
Yep.
Thornwell at the high post. Silva had the baseline.
It's the right read. They helped out so far. He slipped to the basket.
Dozier, floater, no, and a foul.
That's the 5th foul on South Carolina, so not going to put Mississippi State at the line. They're going to have to earn it.
That'll be the 3rd on Dozier. Looks like they're going to go back to that 3-quarter court press as well.
That led to a turnover, too. You have to be smart. You have to accept the trap and then throw it back. And South Carolina winning on the road would be huge. They need to keep stride and keep pace with Kentucky and Florida.
2-possession game, final 2 minutes. Mississippi State has not beaten a ranked opponent in 6 years. Trying to do it with all freshmen and sophomores tonight.
That was a freshman and sophomore possession. The game is on the line. You have to make strong, solid passes. You have to step to the ball. You have to identify where the defense is. There were 2 deflections there that could have easily been turnovers.
Weatherspoon, their leading scorer, number 11, scoreless so far in the game as Kedler is fouled on the drive. That's the 6th.
I think they should go back
foul.
to. Sorry, Beth. I think they should go back to the four-guard offense. Take Kotsar or Silva out. That's Silva's 5th foul, so now they are going to. I mean, he's done. But I think they've been better and more effective. Now, Kotsar and Silva have played well, but they can play. They don't need to be on the court at the same time, and now they won't be. So Frank Martin is giving it to Orlando's Poole right now, the official. He's got to be careful.
Chris Silva done for the night, but not before scoring 15 points. Weatherspoon gets it back. Baseline drive. In traffic. Blocking foul called on Kotsar. And a chance for Weatherspoon to pick up his first points at the line.
Take a look at Darius Thornwell talking to Kotsar. If you're going to step over and take that charge, be straight up, arms up, get big. He came over and protected himself. I understand that move too, but if it's 6'9", you want to affect that shot. I thought it was close to not being a block too. It was tight.
Just 4 shots tonight for Weatherspoon, who averages 17 points per game. Coming off a 25-point performance against Auburn, and he misses the first.
I mean, obvious big shots here. You're down 6 points, but this one's critical. This gets you to set your defense. And you don't need to foul yet. You need to get a stop. I think they'll extend some pressure, maybe speed South Carolina up.
Looks like they will go with the full court pressure, but first a timeout for Mississippi State. That will leave them with 1 left. South Carolina has 3 and the possession arrow. When we're done here in Starkville, we'll get you set for Cal and Arizona. Arizona, first place right now in the Pac-12 Conference and listed as a 3 seed, according to what the NCAA Selection Committee put out today.
Good game. And Cal is a team that's going to be in the field right now. Ivan Rabb, one of the best bigs in the country, double-double guy. Good battle if how much he goes against Lowry Marketing, because Marketing is one of the most talented. Folks, if you haven't seen him yet, I know people are just coming involved. Football's over. Marketing, the 7-foot Finnish freshman, is fantastic. Great skills, shooting 50% from the three-point line. He's going to be, top 5-6 pick in the NBA draft next year. But Ivan Rabb, also a future pro, as I mentioned, double-double guy. Got to be a really fun game. Definitely worth sticking around and watching them.
Top rebounder in the Pac-12. All right, so here we go. 1:22 to play in the full court pressure from Mississippi State.
Mississippi State, you trap, but you have to step up on the next guy. That's too easy to beat. You have to be aware. Young players have to listen to what Coach Howland is saying. There's no way he said trap and run away from the guy, the inbounder. That's not possible.
1 minute to go. Thornwell spinning and finishing.
When you need a bucket, game on the line, SEC championship in the balance, Thornwell makes plays.
On the drive, right, offensive foul. Gravett taking the charge.
People don't like that call, but looked like Wright pushed off. You don't got to be stationary to take a charge.
A reminder coming up tonight at 11 Eastern, Sports Center at night. Over on ESPN with John Buchagras and John Anderson. Also Steve Levy reporting live from Oklahoma City. Kevin Durant heading back to face the Thunder tonight. Sports Center at night on ESPN.
Second straight possession. That time Weatherspoon stepped up, but he was a step late. the inbounder is always the guy that's going to be open when you trap. So you have to step up on the inbounder. Everybody's got to play up the line and move up a guy so you can actually get a steal.
Looks like Dozier is the guy that will be heading to the line. And Eric Holman has fouled out. And Dozier just airmailed one at the line. They missed 15 free throws against Alabama the other night. They've missed 10 of them here tonight. Make it 11. That keeps Mississippi State in it.
Absolutely does.
Weatherspoon fouled by Kotsar to stop the clock with 30 seconds left. Third on Mike. Back to the line for Weatherspoon.
Now this will be the third time they can set this pressure if he makes this. Say it again. They're going to trap the guy in the first pass. Somebody's got to step up on the inbounder and take him away. Make them make another play.
And you're back to a two-possession game. Gamecocks are in the double bonus. Thornwell gets to the sideline. Mississippi State's got a foul. They can't catch the ball. And now Thornwell will just hold it.
Man, that's, again, young team. You keep harping on it, but the least experienced team in America, and you see why. As soon as Notice caught that ball, it's an immediate foul. And there's no reason to let him continue to dribble. And then once Kotsar got it, somebody should have just dove and tried to foul him. He shoots 44%. Thornwell wanted the rock, and that's who they wanted to have the ball. Once he caught it, he just curled up and said, come get me. And he missed. All right.
Trying to lock down their 20th win of the season. It would be the first time they've had back-to-back 20-win campaigns in a dozen years. And if Frank Martin and his crew can get it done here tonight, of course, a win also keeps them in a first-place tie and in the chase for their first SEC title in 20 years. Not bad for a team that in the preseason was picked 8th in the league.
Not bad at all. That's what senior leadership and then guys being committed in the offseason. Remember, this team felt they got snubbed. They thought they should have been in the NCAA tournament. They were not. They were, as soon as the season was over, Frank Martin told us they were committed. They handled it better than he handled it, they said. They looked past it and they were ready to continue to play, moved in the NIT, and then after that, committing themselves to getting to that NCAA tournament. And they'll be there, I believe, in a few weeks.
Reminder that Cal and Arizona are coming up next. We had Joey Brackets with Arizona and Oregon as 2 seeds right now. UCLA, USC, and Cal all in the field.
I'll tell you right now, any one of those 3 teams, Arizona, Oregon, or UCLA, can win the national championship. This is going to be an interesting year because there's 10 or 12 teams that I think can win a title. Maybe, let's say 8 to 10. Let's say that. But any one of those, Arizona with Alonzo Trier is only getting better. They're growing, a lot of young guys. Oregon, senior-led, but when Dylan Brooks plays like Dylan Brooks, an All-American, they can beat anybody. When Lonzo Ball does what he did the other night, that step-back 3 from somewhere out in, Santa Monica, it just makes big play after big play when they need it. And they got a ton of offensive firepower. If they can just get a few more stops, they could really be something special. But once you get in the tournament, anything can happen.
6-point game, 18 seconds to go.
They need their quickest available shot. You don't need a 3 here, but keep your eye on 23 White, 11 White. There's your best shooters on the floor, and Carter's had a great day.
They have made 11 threes. Is this a 12th? Carter short. The tip is up and in from Kegler. Timeout.
I think Frank Martin will watch this film and have so many questions. He's just staring at Asani Gravett right now, wondering, what on earth are you doing? He went over the screen. And when I say that, when you have a guy that's making shots, and especially a freshman that's not as good going toward the basket or off the bounce, you stay on his body. You don't let him get a three-up. You make him put the ball down. You make him curl the screen.
Let's check into the studio now. Chris?
All right, Beth, you guys just showed the Lenardi picks for the Pac-12. Cal, a 10 seed right now. If Ivan Rabb can get a big road win in the desert against Arizona coming up next, that'd be a big feather in the Bears' caps. They're going to tip in about 2 minutes' time.
Thank you, Chris. We got 10.4 to go here in Starkville.
Did you see Rabb with this a casual windmill dunk? You know, let's just say I couldn't do that. Couldn't come close to doing that.
11 triples, but Carolina has not allowed them to knock down a whole bunch here late in the game.
They haven't made one in the last 9 minutes of play. And that's been a big difference maker. We said this team has to make threes. And when they make threes, they're really tough to beat. Well, they did early in this game, but they slowed down. And credit to Carolina. Change of defenses. Frank Martin coached a great game. Ben Howland coached a great game, but he's just got a little less talent, a little less, let's say a little less experience. That talent has not been cultivated yet. But they're still in this thing.
26 points for this man right here, Sindarius Thornwell.
I mean, Stapleton was manned up on him. And Stapleton's trying to talk to Howland. He's saying, I thought Thornwell was going to go deep. Didn't matter what you thought. He just burnt you. You've got to stay attached to him. You got to be locked in as soon as that ball gets inbounded. And I felt like the ball was in the South Carolina's hands. He still sent it standing up. You got to be in your stance, ready to rock before the offensive team gets the ball.
Trying to lock this one away and remain tied for first place in the Southeastern Conference with Kentucky and Florida at 10-2 and pick up their 20th win of the year. .28 for Thornwell. And the two big guys, Kotsar and Silva, played much better today than they did in the Alabama game.
Frank Martin looking at Dozier. And it doesn't matter. In the end, it's always better to learn from winning game tape, and this South Carolina team will learn from this W on the road.
77-73. South Carolina with the win, and there is the top of the SEC table. Florida, Kentucky, and the Gamecocks all even at 10-2.
Great bounce-back win after a 4 overtime loss to come on the road and get a W to keep pace at the top. Big-time play by the Gamecocks.
That'll take care of business here in Starkville. The final score, 77-73 Carolina. Now let's get you set for Cal.